Let's go over here and we're gonna click on this. Perfect. Okay, well, let's get going. Oh, look at this. Oh, the proceeds go to Extra Life. Oh, that's awesome. That's really cool. Okay, so we gotta check out the store. I didn't realize that they'd be here this soon. Wait. Well. That's actually pretty cool sleeves too. That is really cool sleeves. I may have to actually get one of those. That is wild. I'm gonna have to get these. Yeah, whatever. And there it is right here. This one. This is the one I want. Okay, so it's a pixelized card sleeve, an avatar, and a bundle. I know I want this one for sure. We're gonna get this one for sure. Yup. Perfect. And we claim that. That's really good. Excellent. And then let's go back. Let's go back and check here. I don't care about the pixel art. Pixel art avatar and sleeve bundle. Maybe we'll do this one later. We'll think about this. But this one's very tempting. This one would be like crazy for I run a lot of black-white decks, like vampire decks. See her little wings? Look at her little wings. I know she's... It's not even wings, but it looks that way. That looks crazy, too. I normally don't do this, but I'm also going to get the Peach Momoko sleeves. I don't even know what that is, but we're going to get that as well. They look cool as can be. I'm psyched about that. Perfect. So we just picked up 5 card sleeves. This one right there, this one I'm going to use a lot. Okay, and so we went to the shop. Let's look at our dailies. Oh, wait. Okay, sorcery, whatever. Oh, that's actually a pretty cool card. That's a pretty cool card right there. Okay. So let's get back to it. Okay, so we got to play blue-black. We got to end some opponents and do white-green, which I think we can do. That is within the realm of possibilities. But we did say that we were going to kick the tires on doing a little bit of deck building. I want to be true to my word. And so that being said, we need to find you in the list. Where are you? This. And the premise of this deck, I'm just going to take my time. I'm going to take my time. We're going to go shopping. We're going to go shopping, and the idea here is I want to build a deck that does like graveyard tricks. And so that's my purpose. That's my purpose. So we're looking for some graveyard stuff. What we'll find, who knows? Who knows? So running green black. I'm not interested in. What I want to do is I want to mill to graveyard and then do a graveyard trick from graveyard to battlefield. I'm not interested in graveyard to hand and then hand to battlefield. I want a graveyard to battlefield trick. So, you know what we probably could do is we could probably go over here and maybe just check this battlefield. Oop, nope, like that. Can we do that? Okay, and I'm not interested in bring this particular card back from the graveyard. I'm interested in bring my choice of creatures from the graveyard, and I'll go into more detail on that later. The challenge here is that we have to have enough removal and enough defensive cards for the first 4 turns to be able to survive until we get more things mid to late game where we can bring in like the bombs. So you heard me reference a phrase. Actually, I don't even have it here. We'll go figure. I'll add that next time. But basically, it's bread. So bread is, let me give you the acronym. I'll type it in chat here. So it goes, bread is equal to bombs. So cards that can take over the game and win for you. Removal. So that's like your instants or sorceries that, you know, destroy creatures, or buffs that end up unaliving your opponent's creatures. So bombs, removal. E is evasion. Is it? That's not how I spell it, is it? Evasion. Or did I misspell it? Let me check that real quick. Oh, I spelled it. I spelled it. Oh, S-I-O-N. Silly me. You can tell I'm not with Outlook spell check. Evasion would be like your flyers, your menace creatures. Creatures that you possess that are difficult to remove, right? And then, let me see. Then we have A, so aggro. So aggro is like creatures that have the ability of coming in untapped and can attack the same turn, or haste cards, flash cards. Basically cards that achieve their objective quicker than the opponent would be expecting. So again, your haste cards, your flash cards, etc. They play at a faster, more aggressive pace. And then the D is dredge. Or dirt. I've heard it say dirt cards. And those are cards that are just, you know, not really great. They're not really doing a lot. But that's kind of the idea of premise happening there. Let me put that here as well. Oop. And so that being said, let's get back to it. Not creatures that are standalone. No, look at this. Okay, so altar, so it's an altar artifact, comes into play, but then you can pay 3 and tap, exile a creature you control. So it could be like a little creature, and then return target creature card from your graveyard to the battlefield, and it activates only as a sorcery. So we'll bring that in, and maybe the premise is that you would exile a lower cost creature and then bring like a monster from the graveyard, like something like late game creature. It might not be super effective having to exile. It's also a limitation. You have to have something to exile. Like here's one. Look at this one. The cleric. You can sacrifice. So you bring it in as a 2 cost. The following turn or same turn, you could sacrifice this and then bring a target creature from your graveyard to the battlefield. So you got, at this point, you have 4, 5, 6. You have 6 mana invested. So would the graveyard be more cost effective than like a green rampy? Well, that remains to be seen. So we'll put that up. I'm not really feeling it. Okay, what do we got here? Oh, well, I've never actually used a golem, so we're going to bring that in just for kicks. We're approaching the first card that can do some interesting things for us. This would be one of them, but look at this. So it's a 3 cost, but look at the limitation. Return up to 2 target creatures with a total mana of 3 or less from the graveyard to the battlefield. What? This would only be useful in a wide deck, and that's very debatable. If this is 5 mana or less, I'd have some flexibility, but not what I'm looking to do. Let me think about this. So 3 cost. When it enters, target creature you control or target creature in your graveyard perpetually gains when a creature you control with greater mana value than this card dies. Return this card from your graveyard to the battlefield. Tapped. So the restriction is that, so right now this is a 3 mana creature, but if I had a 5 mana in the graveyard, the death of Kami would not proc the 5 cost from the graveyard into the battlefield, so it's kind of restrictive. That's kind of intriguing. So this is like, okay, so this is 3 for a 3/3 with menace, so there's your evasion, and you can choose a permanent you don't, okay, when it enters, choose a permanent you don't, so an opponent card, and when the chosen permanent is put into the graveyard from the field, you get another predatory sledge into your hand. Interesting. Now this is where we could have something happening. Alright, does everybody see this? So 4 cost, slow sorcery speed, but you have to sacrifice. There's that sacrifice again. You have to sacrifice a creature. But then you get 1 creature from your graveyard to the battlefield, which could be a monster, and another creature from your graveyard to your hand. So let's do 2 of these. Maybe we go 4 later. I'm not sure on that exactly. Wait. Okay, so this is a 4 cost for a 4/3 with Death Touch. Kind of fragile. When this attacks, you may pay 4. Okay, let me think about this. So it's a 4/3 with Death Touch, and when I do, I can pay 4, and when you do, return target creature from your graveyard to the battlefield. This could be maybe something we're working with. The other thing is we're gonna have to build milling into this deck as well. Oh, here we go. This one is nicer because it doesn't require a sacrifice. It's just, okay, so in comparison, let me move this here. So we had Bones for Bones, so that's a 4 cost, but in addition to the cost, you have to sacrifice a creature, which it could be like numerous other possibilities of mana. Say you paid 2 mana for the creature you sacrificed. Now you have 4 plus the 2 mana cost of the creature. So you at this point you have 6 mana invested in getting the 2 cards, 1 from the graveyard to the battlefield, 1 from the graveyard to your hand. Whereas this guy is a 5 cost, and when it comes into the field, it comes in with haste, which means you can swing on the first turn. Let's do 2 of these. Look at this. Okay, so this is a 5 cost, and if there was 3 black mana spent to cast it, mill 4 cards. So it's self-milling. It mills 4, which could be a part of your choice, which follows in that you can choose a creature card from the graveyard. If you do, return it to the battlefield with additional 1/1 counters. So it comes in, doesn't come in with haste, but this mills and brings something back. I like that better. Let's bring that down. Okay, alright, so this one, okay, wait. Choose a creature card with 1 mana in your graveyard, then do the same with creature cards with 2 and 3, return those cards to the battlefield. Not interested in that. Tempting. This is inferior because this card can mill 4 cards, but you don't have to spend the 3 black. So it's a little bit more flexible, but it's weaker in my opinion, because the mill isn't as strong. You're only milling 3 versus 4. That would be pretty wild in other decks that I have. Ooh. Now this is kind of interesting. Whenever an opponent sacrifices or discards, you can put that card from the graveyard onto the battlefield. What? Oh, looky here. And then if you make them, does it? The question is, if anybody's in chat, does anybody know if a discard, is that qualify? Is that verbiage consistent with your opponent being forced to mill? Does that? I wonder if that procs. We're gonna load it. We're gonna test drive this deck too as well. Oh, look at this one comes back with a lifelink. I don't want that. That's way too expensive. 7. Oh my gosh. This could be interesting. Whenever it attacks, exile target creature from your graveyard, and when it's like, and then if it survives, and say you get two creatures exiled with this, it survives 2 times. When it dies, put all the cards exiled with it onto the battlefield. Oh my goodness, this could definitely be considered a bomb. And then let's keep on going here. The purpose of this deck, if you're just joining, is I'm just kicking around some ideas for a potential graveyard deck. My goal is to have a milling effect on my side, so I'm getting cards into my graveyard, and then using a cheaper mana cost to bring the cards that are in my graveyard back onto the battlefield. I believe it's called graveyard recursion. I think that's the term that Magic users use. I think it's called grave recursion. We're just chilling today. We played Phasmophobia with friends last night, and everybody got freaked out. But we had a good time. So today we're chilling, relaxing. Ooh. Looky here. Choose any number of target creature and planeswalker cards in graveyards. Command the Dreadhorde deals damage to you equal to the total mana of all those cards. Put them onto the battlefield on your... Oh my goodness, this would unalive us. That would only work if you had a lifelink mechanic. Too expensive. And then we're getting to the point where it's well... That's interesting. Up to 1 target creature gets 1 black and X value. So this could destroy another creature. And if X is 5 or more, which means I'd have to have 6 in play, I can return a creature card of mana value 5 or less from your graveyard to the battlefield tapped. That's tempting. Let's add that. Let's add that just to see. Okay. Yep. Oh my goodness. Destroy up to 3 target creatures with toughness X or less. If X is 10 or more, so I'd need 4, so that'd be 2 black, 4 colorless. Return all creatures from your graveyard to the battlefield. Woo! That could be something. Expensive though. Man, that'd be expensive. them into your hand, then shuffle. Put up to one target land from your graveyard to the top of your library. Exile the saga and then return it, as this could be something for us. It could be like mana ramp plus a creature later. I think we'll do that. That might be something for us. So many choices. And then now we start rolling into the multicolor. Man, that's expensive. That's really expensive. Okay, there we go. We'll do that instead. Now close this. Alright, there we go. And not much happening with the other ones. Okay, so this comes into the field as a 6 cost. It's equal to the number of lands you control, so it's assumed you're going to have, you know, anywhere from 4 to 6 lands. When it enters, it mills, and then it returns all the lands from the graveyard to the tap, which further buffs this. Could be something late game for us. That could be something for us, and then it goes a little bit wilder here. Okay. Well, let's bring this off, and let's see what the mythics are. This, I wanted to experiment with this card. Target creature card in your graveyard perpetually becomes an artifact. You can cast that card this turn. I'm mildly curious about that one. I am mildly curious about that. This could keep you lose life, yeah. Sheldred could help us. That's so tempting. This land, we have to be above 3. Yeah, we're above 3. That's gonna be wild, so expensive. And let's exile all creatures from target graveyard. That would essentially become I can do this for the opponent though. That's tempting. Oh, and what was the name of that card I sent to Lige? I need to look this up real quick. Oh, Lige, what was this called? brawler. Okay, let's see if I have this brawler. There it is. Okay, that's interesting. The Gruff triplets. That can take over a game. But now we're gonna have to ramp some stuff here. We're gonna have to ramp. Oh, what was the name of that? It was a raptor. It was a green raptor that came out in Ixalan set. Nope, it wasn't that. No. Maybe it was, I think it was a dinosaur. It was green. This right here. The beginning of at your first main phase, add 2. So it's a mana fixer. We're gonna have to balance this out a bit now here soon. Okay, so let's look at our lands and then we'll rebalance in just a minute here. Okay. Unless you could, okay, I want this. This, I want that. I'm surprised at why don't I have a scry. Oh, and then we'll use this one. That would be good. Surveil. This could be something for us. Okay, so then I want you to bring this down to 20. 24, okay. I got 5 to spend. Okay, so if you're joining, hello Sonic. All right, so we got some. Now we're gonna have some mana problems here. So one thing we have to figure out is how do we want to get land going here? Because we're gonna have to mill. We're gonna have to mill some of our deck for this to work. So let's do mill. And remove this, and let's look again. Now this could be something. So now we're not relying on a creature entering to mill. Instead, we're relying on enchantment. Where at the beginning of combat, I mill a card, but when I do, if there's 4 more creature, but I'm not sure I'd get up to 4 creature cards in your graveyard. It's not a strong mill deck. It's a low grade mill deck. So I'm not sure I'd have 4 creatures. I don't know, maybe through death. Maybe through death I'd end up. We'll put that in. We'll put that there. Here could be something. When it enters, mill 2 cards and you gain 2 life. That's kinda useful. Because it gives us a really low cost creature. It gives us death touch. It gives us low grade mill, and it gives us life back. Which all help the cause. I don't want to use cards that are exclusive to the mill function, because then I have to spend a card to get the mill. I'd rather have it be flavor text on a creature or like a sorcery or instant or whatever. Bit too expensive. Discard this amount and mill 3 cards. I don't want to return the creatures to my hand though. Not interested in that. Not interested in that. I'm not interested in that. Mill 2 cards. Whenever 1 or more creature cards are put into your graveyard from anywhere during your turn, create a 1/1. Okay, so this gives me bodies. That's important to us, because bodies, chump blockers, buy us time, potentially. Versus... when you do, if there are 4 more creature cards, put a 1/1 on a target and gains death touch. We'll come back for that. And then we're at 60. Really expensive. Okay, so graveyard tricks. And then let's go with that right there. Looks good. Go back. Okay, and then we need some kind of destruction spell. Alright, let's go instant. Let's look for instant. That might be nice. The only downside though is, like anything above a 2/2, it will survive. It's a great low end, like early. This is a great early game option. It doesn't have the flexibility of just like unaliving a creature though. Mm. Yeah, I definitely don't want that. This is less efficient than the other one. I don't like with mana limitations. This is where we could have something. Target creature gets a -4, -4. That's a lot more flexible. That's going to take mid to late game. Or, let me retract it. Early to mid game. Like 4 damage for 2. It's like a 2-to-1 damage ratio. It's instant speed, and there's a lot of stuff like all the way up into middle game that is going to have less than 4 health. So that's really good for us. And then we're going to go back and start cutting stuff in just a minute. So the thing remember, is when you're building a deck, and this is from a new player perspective. Homebrew. I'm not net decking. I'm literally going through the cards that I have. Are there better cards? Yes. Are there better cards that I have? No. We're using cards we have. This is a homebrew concept. And one of the things you have to factor in is your mana. So generally, one rule of thumb is having 24. A lot of people use 24 as the standard for the number of lands, and then it should be proportional to the colors. So if one color really surfaces, like for example, when I look, it's very balanced. But the reason why it's balanced is look at the top end of my curve. These Muppets are just like out of control. So they're taking up a higher forest. Theoretically, to balance this properly, we'd probably go black with less green. Notice that ratio. So theoretically, the game would probably want us to do something like this. Right? Maybe something like this. More reflective of the ratio of the cards. Right? So that's one thing to factor in. So 20 to 24 cards. Murder, yeah, you're right. Murder might be another one. That's one that I have listed here as an option. It's interesting here. Murderous Rider is a card I've used in decks. I don't like losing the life because I don't have a lifelink mechanic in this deck. So that would be spicier. I usually put this like in a life gain deck because then I have, it's like a dual card. I can get the instant death for my opponent creature or Planeswalker. This is like great. But that's really tough for us in this deck because we don't have any lifelink. So I think Walsman's right. I think the flexibility of Murder is probably a better option. So the big question here is now we got to go cutting, right? So the mana we have excessively high. We want to bring this down a little bit. So we're going to have to change this. I want to get this to 3 or less. But generally for this deck, considering we're not like below 2.5, I think 24 is like we need 24 land. Another consideration is your ratio of creatures to spells. So your instants are fast speed, anytime, anywhere, whereas sorceries can only be played on your turn. Flash is a mechanic that's come out that allows you to cast it anytime as well. But in this case, we are going creature heavier because, well, we're trying to do a little bit of grave stuff. And this is just me going online and saying I want to build a graveyard deck. I didn't look up any deck tech. I didn't look up any ideas. I just knew and remembered I had some cards that could be used. And so let's talk through the cutting process. So the rule of thumb is when you build a homebrew deck, this is my perspective. I could be wrong on some of this, but this is just the way that I've picked up people talking with me or reading articles. So you want to make sure your land is in a great place, and the amount of land is contingent on your average mana cost. If my average mana cost was like 2.4, 2.5 or less, I maybe could bring the land count down, right? I have a deck that I actually have an average mana cost below 2. So in that case, I could maybe run 20 or 21, depending on the cards, if there's any like card draw or anything like that. But in this case, we're probably going to need 24 lands. And so you pull in your cards and you say, this might work, this might work, this might work, that might work. And you just pull in all your cards, right? It doesn't mean you're going to use all the cards. But considering this is a best of one deck, you'll notice I'm above 60 cards. If you look to the right margin up top where I have the name of the deck, Graveyard Tricks, you'll see I have 4 extra cards. So now the idea is, after you've pulled in cards you think you might use, and you fix your land. So the way I fixed my land is I did 20 plains, and then I did, let me retract that, not plain as in the land, but just regular lands. Let me clarify that. 20 regular lands, and then duels with different abilities. Those are the best duels I had. So at this point in time, then now we gotta go to the cutting board and say, okay, well, Mal, you're at 64 cards. You need to cut down to 60. So you're rolling in with your best possibilities. So what do we got? Assemble from parts. Okay. This could be something. This could be something. So maybe. The Evolved Sleeper, the reason why I picked him is because you can feed him some mana, right? And then you can get him all the way up to like a 3/3 and potentially above. Altar of Bale. 2 to come in as an artifact, but 3 with a tap. And I can exile a creature, but I can bring another creature back from the graveyard to the battlefield. Plus, it acts as another card, which is a 1 black 2 wild sorcery, and it brings in a 4/1 with menace. So now that's considered like an evasive creature. Not a great one, very fragile, but I mean technically you might get a swing or 2 out of it before it gets shredded. So this card maybe, because it's technically 2 cards holding 1 card slot, right? The Sigil, at the beginning of combat on your turn, mill a card. If there are 4 or more creature cards in your graveyard, put a 1/1 on target creature control and it gains Death Touch. I'm not feeling particularly great about this. And the reason being is that in order to get the 1/1 counter, I have to have 4 creatures in my graveyard. Plus all this trickery and restrictions for a 1 mil. I don't think that this is going to be one that I keep. I think Sigil is going to get shredded. Bone Caller, again, it's coming in as a 2/1. That's not a great creature. But you can sacrifice it for 4 and then bring a creature from your graveyard to the battlefield. And the premise is you have to... We're milling some to get from the high curve, right? That's what we're trying to do. Maybe. I think Sigil is getting shredded though. Golem. I think all this ring business is it's not contributing to the synergy. We're gonna drop this out. Grasp of Darkness. We absolutely need these. Because we need to control the board early on until we have like better presence. This we have to have for removal. That has to stay. Jadar, it's just a bodies. A 2/2 body every turn. And it's not great. It's not, you can't use them for blocks, but you're just throwing 2/2 zombies out in the field every turn. I think just board presence, we need him. The Mire Triton. It's a 2. for a 2/1 with Death Touch, but when it comes in, it mills 2, and then we gain 2 life. I wish it was tankier. I would be ecstatic if it was a 2/2, but it's a 2/1. I think we should keep it because it's a Death Touch. The opponent has to respect the Death Touch. They could zap it, but then they have to spend a card shredding it, and then at that point in time, there's a high chance they're spending at least that much mana unaliving this card. But at that point, you've already got the 2 cards milled, and you got the life. Maybe we'll shred that. This guy could be something of value because he comes in as a 1/3, and the target creature in your graveyard perpetually becomes an artifact. You may cast that card this turn. So you always know what's in your graveyard. Like, that awareness you always have. So you could say, oh, I have like a really big bomb creature in my graveyard. You could tap this Muppet and then cast it. Then the big question is, well, do we want to cast some of these, like these 6 costs? I don't know. I don't know. I'm not sure on that one, but I will say this. I'm keeping it because I want to see the mechanic in play. I want to kind of see how it goes. I think I understand it properly, but again, being a new player, there's sometimes I misinterpret the usage of that. I think this would be a good card, not for the fact it's a 1/3, but I think it would be good because it would make your graveyard an extension of your playing hand. You could tap it, choose a creature, and then have the ability of casting that creature. So say you had like a 4-cost creature, you could tap this creature, select the one in the graveyard, and then cast it from the graveyard. Of course, slow speed. It would have summoning sickness. I don't think it's a exceptional card, but I want to see it in play just so I understand it better. Walsman, are you still here? We'll see. We'll give him a few seconds to respond. I think there's like a 15-second delay. Walsman, are you still? Okay, you are. Okay, so here's the thing: is I think I have some cards that have landfall, where the power of the creature is directly associated with the number of lands in play. But I think I'm using valuable card slots for a synergy that I can't really develop, right? So the premise is that this is a landfall card, but I'm not focusing on the landfall, and I also have like the graveyard mechanic, and so I think this card is detracting from what I'm trying to do with this deck. Like, it's diluting my card theme. Do you think that removing the landfall creatures out would be better, so I can focus just on the graveyard idea? Or do you think, hey, you're still getting land out there, it's just another card that's going to potentially grow? Would you value, basically what I'm asking is, would you value a landfall card that's growing as I put more lands out greater than, like, say, like a Death Touch creature on the lower end of the mana curve? So landfall or like a lower mana curve with Death Touch? We'll see what he comes back with. He's probably thinking to myself, Mal is a Muppet. He has no idea what he's doing. I can't salvage his deck. That's probably what he's thinking. He's probably thinking of a kind way of saying it. Here's the thing. While he's formulating his response, every Magic player has to play this so you're having fun. Like, if it becomes a drudgery, I mean, unless you're on like some pro circuit going to tournaments, like money tournaments, like you should be playing for fun. But I am a believer that you can still learn through failure. So even if the deck doesn't do great, the lessons I learn from the deck, I can remember and then I can learn from. So my philosophy is I have lots of decks that aren't like meta decks that have exceptional win rates, but every single deck I've built, I've learned some little thing or some consideration or some strategy that I have implemented. Okay, what he's saying, I was looking at the 2-cost black cards. I was thinking of what is it? It's lifelink. No, it was this Muppet. Most precisely, this Muppet or this Muppet. Etherborn or Vampire Dyer. Those are the two I was really thinking about. Maybe even Grim Dancer, but I don't think that's as efficient. I was thinking about one of these three. Grim Dancer at the high end, Etherborn, or Vampire the Dire Moon. And with the absolute having the Death Touch as a body block that can kill stronger creatures, kind of like the Respect. They have to deal with the Death Touch. And again, we did keep the sleeper, so we do have a 1 that we can grow a little bit. We can buff him up a bit. So these are the ones that kind of, in my mind, I was kind of thinking of like Vampire, the Dire Moon. Do you have Prowler? That's a great question. Prowler. Oh. Looky here, death. Okay, so it's a 2-cost 1/1 Death Touch. When it dies, if it wasn't blocking, draw a card. Oh. Okay, that's interesting. What would you recommend? Like running two of them, and then pull out the landfalls. Like pull out. I have let me see. Bristly is one of the landfall, and then further up I have. This is the other one on the top of the curve. So like Lumra, the top, shredding that one, and shredding Bill. Would you take the Prowler over the landfalls? So basically I would substitute these two in, and then remove Bristle Bill and Lumra. Take those two out. That would bring my land that would bring it below 3, I think. So if you're joining, we're playing Magic Arena, and Mal is chilling. We played Phasmophobia last night and got scared. And so we're just chilling. I have a Celsius Fiji apple pear Celsius drink I have sitting here. I have a nice cool fan. I'm listening to nice music. Early value with the Prowler. Yeah, you'd go with that. Okay, let's shred out Bristle Bill, and let's shred out Lamra. And so, yeah, we're just chilling. We're doing deck building. I've been kind of talking about some of the things that I've read. Some people have, told me some ideas. We've been talking about bread. So Bread is your bombs, cards that will take over a game. They could potentially win the game single-handedly. R, removal, that's like your instants and sorceries that destroy creatures. For example, in this deck, one of them is Grasp of Darkness would be considered a removal. E for evasion, A for aggression or aggro, and then D for dredge, or some people call it dirt. So we've continued on kind of our quest here, and let's see. Yes, so this is where we ended. We removed the card that was below here, Skull Prophet. Now, the reason why I have Skull Prophet is not because he's going to be doing much other than giving us mana. But look at the second little tap value. You can tap him and mill. So he's a part of the mill engine to get some of the higher cost creature, potentially some of the higher cost creatures out into the graveyard. Maybe. Oh, if you would go with landfall option. But I will say this, Walsman, I would rather, like, I know I have enough cards to build a landfall centered deck. This one I'm trying to focus more on the graveyard, and I feel like it's kind of like stretched out. So I feel it's losing like its identity, if that makes sense. So landfall, I agree, but that I think can be a separate deck. I think I can make a way better landfall deck where everything synergizes around landfall. This I want to focus more on the graveyard. Not saying it's going to be like great, but it's a learning experience. So Skull Prophet is going to give us Mill Engine, and it's also going to give us potentially some mana, right? Green is historically known for giving us creatures that give us land to cast those higher cost spells and or creatures. Liliana of the Veil. Oh, look at Liliana. A 2 black, 1 wild, and I don't know. This one might get shredded because here's the thing: is that she's a mill mechanic. But say you did, like, the first turn you did a +1, which mills. Every player mills 1. But then you could technically, provided she survived, you could get 2 of the -2s and, like, hurt their board. So it's basically like a very low cost mill mechanic, and causes them to sacrifice. But here's the thing: if they have 2 or 3 creatures, they're always going to sacrifice the lowest, as they should. The opponent should sacrifice the worst card. So I don't think it's like going to be like really super great. My gut tells me Liliana of the Veil is not going to take over a game and win it. I don't see that happening. My concern is that discarding 1, that's cute, but that's not like really going to be super impactful. And if they have anything more than, like, say 2 or 3 creatures, she has so little health. I don't know that Liliana of the Veil is worth that slot. Like, for example, a destruction spell, I'm killing the creature I want dead. If they have more than 1, they can just sacrifice the inferior one. I think this is a real weak planeswalker for us. Do you think Liliana gets shredded? We'll see what he says. BBL, what's happening? Welcome back. We got Goose and we got Miata scared out of their mind last night playing Phasmophobia. We're just playing chill arena right now, and Walsman is like helping craft some ideas. So what do you think, Walsman? Do you think Liliana is like weak in this deck? You're gonna change your name? Oh, okay. Well, once you change it, just let me know so I can remember like who it is. We'll come back to that. Walsman might be thinking about that, but I don't really think Liliana of the Veil is going to be helping us a lot. Murder, we're going to want that card again for removal. That's the R in Bread. The Sledge. This is not going to do a lot for us, I don't think. I don't think this is going to be like... I don't think this is going to be dominating. I think this one gets shredded. Sledge, I think, gets shredded. I think Liliana is weak in this particular deck. Crawling Infestation. 1 green, 2 wild. At the beginning of your upkeep, you can mill 2 whenever 1 or more creature cards are put into your graveyard from anywhere during a turn. Create an insect creature. Now, the reason why I think we should keep this card is that it does allow us to mill, right? But it also gives us a body. So if we mill a card that's a creature, we get a 1/1, and bodies give us options. It buys time. So it not only is feeding the mill mechanic, but if we're feeding creatures into the graveyard, which is what we want to do, it's also giving us a 1/1 body immediately to help us with board presence. Board presence is a term that Magic players use when describing the field. So say, for example, on the battlefield, I have 2 creatures and my opponent has 2 creatures. At that point, they would say, oh, well, depending on the strength of the creatures on either side, if they're comparable, it's equal board presence. They would say it's comparable board presence. But if Mal has like 4 creatures and the opponent has nothing, most would say, oh, Mal has board advantage. If the opponent has 4 and I have 0, chances are I'm about ready to lose the match, and at that point they would say I have board disadvantage. So having a card that gives me the ability to mill and to bring 1/1s, that helps stabilize my board presence, which I'm going to need, because this is not a fine-tuned deck, nor is it one that has a lot of powerful creatures. So I think we need that from the perspective of I need to have something to stabilize my board presence. And you may say, oh, but a 1/1's not very significant. Well, when you got nothing, or you're behind on the creature count, a 1/1 can block something, which means that damage, unless they have trample, is going to get stopped. That 1/1's going to get shredded. It's going to get unalived, but you just stopped all that damage from rolling through, unless they have a trample creature, of course. So we're going to do that for board presence. Bone for Bones. As an additional cost to cast this, sacrifice a creature, return a creature from your graveyard to the battlefield, then return another creature from your graveyard to your hand. That's one that we have to consider. I think I'm going to shred the Sludge. Sheldred. It's a bomb card. Oh, what am I talking about? We're talking about how to build a deck in Magic Arena. And I'm talking about... I'm verbalizing what Magic players have to think about when they build a deck. Because you could go on like a website and say, oh, give me a meta deck that everybody plays. And you could say, oh, well, how about that? Broke. We'll go with that. Yes, you did change your name, certainly, though. Sheldred we're going to keep because you got to draw. Everybody draws cards. And you're making up a difference. I gain life, they lose life. I gain life, they lose life. This right here is a stabilizer. Sheldred, people build entire decks around Sheldred. And again, if we were forcing our opponent to draw cards, this would get even crazier. Terror of Tawashi. 2 black, 2 wild. Whenever it attacks, you can pay 4 when you do return target creature from your graveyard to the battlefield. That was a card that I just removed that's related to another landfall idea. So, 4 cost, Bond or Revival. We're getting to the point where what we're bringing back is this. I think I would really like to have. I'd like that to stay. Dread Horde, again, it's just bodies. Sentinel. Sentinel, we're going to keep Sentinel. God of Fright. I want to see what this is going to do. Cauldron's Gift. I think that this one's going to be interesting. I think I'm going to remove Bones for Bones. So the question is, okay, I think we're under 3. Right at 3. Yep, right at 3. This is, I think this is too high. Maybe not. Maybe not. We'll keep that. That can be a very unique destruction spell. I want to keep the triplets. Liliana. What do you do with... This is actually the good Liliana. That is good. Maybe remove this Muppet. I think we remove this. So Mal, why did you have this in your deck? I had this in my deck because I felt that this would help us if we had to pay for the higher end of the mana curve, which would be a true statement, but since we're trying to use graveyard stuff, I think I'd rather have something else higher on the mana curve and something else lower on the mana curve to stabilize the creatures on either side of the mana curve. When you hear the phrase mana curve, you're like, oh, what is that all about? Let me show you mana curve. Mana curve says that at certain turns, I have the ability of casting spells. So for example, on turn 1, if I got a land and placed a land that wasn't tapped, and I had a creature card of 1 cost, I could cast on T1 or turn 1. And then accordingly T2 for turn 2, turn 3, T3, T4, and accordingly. But when you look at the card distribution, generally you have to have, like, the majority. It's very possible that over 70% of your deck, 60 to 70% of your deck can be cast in the first 3 turns. And if you were to draw it mathematically on a math curve, it would look like a curve, right? And then it would smooth out being the most expensive cards being the least quantity because they take so many more resources to cast. So it shows a mathematical curve, the most amount of creatures and spells being at the front of the curve, the lower cost, and then fewer being later in the curve at T4 and beyond. And so I think what we're going to do is we're going to remove the raptors, and we're going to bring in one more creature early curve and one more creature later curve. And so let's go shopping for that. I think what we can do is we can bring in Life Link. Alex and Michelle, what's happening? That's where is it? Where are you? And Death Touch. All right, there we are. So we're gonna bring in a vampire of the you know, or we could go. This is definitely your tankier. You know what we're gonna do? We'll bring in something a little bit tankier. This can actually survive some lower cost removal spells. Barely, but it's possible. And then let's go something higher in the mana curve. But instead, we're going to look for something that brings in counters. The premise is that I want more than a 2-for-1 deal. Something that's going to bring in additional cards if we cast it. Okay, we already got him. That's where it gets really spicy. Let's go with counter. Creature counter. I'm trying to look for creatures that will bring in other creature cards when they get cast. And something further into the mana curve. That is crazy in a counter deck. That is a bomb right there. Again, we're looking for something that'll bring in additional... Oh, Body Launderer. Oh, let me check that. I didn't see that just now. Body Launderer. Is it a card I don't have? Maybe. Oh. Yeah, that is pretty wild. I don't have the card, though. That's pretty wild, though. That is really wild. I'm going to take a picture of that. I'll have to think about that. I do have a token I could buy it with, but I need to think about that. I would, if it was usable on non-tokens, I would immediately get it. But I'll have to think on that. Everybody's probably thinking, Mal, you've been doing this for too long. Like, it doesn't take me this long to build. I know. It's an hour in, but hey, it's a live stream. I'm kind of stretching things out, right? But we're having fun. It's all good. It's all funsies. The other thing is I don't have an intimate knowledge of everything that I have in my collection either. So sometimes I have to kind of go shopping in my collection because I don't remember everything I have. have played for a lot though. And we need creature. Give me a creature. Oh, look at this. Okay, let's go up here. Oh, look at this. This would, you know what? We have to do this. We have to consider this. Can you imagine if we were able to get a graveyard and bring this Muppet out? That would be insane. That would be insane. Let's do that. Let's do this. Oh, and I need to take one more out. One more out. I believe. Okay. That last guy brought us back up to 3.1. Let's take one more look through. Keep. What? Which one was it? Liliana the Veil. That was the one I was thinking about shredding. I don't think that she's going to take over a game. I think she's a very conditional planeswalker. And then we got 60. Oh, wait. Gotta apply styles. There we go. Now we can go. Okay. Now, we might get destroyed, but you know what? It's okay. We're having fun. Sophia, welcome. And okay, so we gotta run some stuff. Let's run some stuff here. Do some graveyard stuff. And we'll see. It might play interesting. It might play awful, but regardless, we're gonna definitely learn. We'll learn. Sophia, how's your day been? How's Miss Kitty and Baby Kitty doing? Okay. Wow. That could be potential spicy. I guess let's roll with it and see what happens. Oh, and I'm back playing against a lifelink. A lifelink deck. Interesting. Okay. They're gonna win. They're gonna win through lifelink. Oh, that's yeah, I remember that. That was a really good card. Oh, look at the little cat. Oh, it has wings. Oh my goodness, they're actually playing a lifelink deck. Oh, Vampire Life. I love that deck. Pretty spicy. Okay, let's go. Oh wow. Wow, that was pretty wild. have to block that 7/8. Oh, that's interesting. Oh no, next turn we die. Oh no, that was way too fast. Oh goodness, that's okay. That's okay. I just want to like see some of the cards like proc that I've not used before. See if we can get a win out of this deck. Hopefully we don't have to mothball it after the same match, but we had fun. We'll have fun with it. Oh, now this is more along the lines of what we can use. This. I need a swamp though. Need a swamp. Give me a swamp. That's a pretty cool card though. Scry. Level 234 cards. What? That's wild. Okay. You know what? Let's get this going. Let's get this going. Okay. What are you doing? Scry. Interesting.
All possibilities.
Interesting. Hmm.
We must prepare for tomorrow.
Hey, if they want to spend, they can spend. I'm not going to have a problem with that. That's fine. Let them have it. Oh, you know, I forgot to take I forgot to take the Raptors out. Go figure. That's interesting. Let's yeah, let's do this. We'll get the triplets out faster, and then that will roll. We can play them from the hand next go. Oh no, actually, one more turn. I mean, one more land, and then we'll be able to do some crazy stuff.
I am Sorin Markov, Lord of Innistrad. I will outlive you and your
Still
progeny.
time for my plans.
Let's go. Ooh. Yeah, we'll
Seen
take
these
care of
tricks
that.
before.
What's happening?
I have come for vengeance and blood. I hope your hearts are racing.
Got to get those racing hearts from Soren. Soren used to be like a meta planeswalker for a while, from what I remember before I left the game for a while.
Focus on the future.
It's interesting we're playing against a Scry deck. That's kind of wild. Let's actually get this Muppet out, because they have cycled some stuff. Okay, so 5 and 6.
I have other students.
End this
They probably did
insolence.
not like that. They did not want that. Hey, what's happening, one who walks? What game is this? This is called Magic Arena.
Time to focus. I've got a job.
Oh, they saw that for what that was. They didn't want none of that.
Decisive action brings victory.
Ooh. Don't really have anything exciting there yet. Let's do this. They're not gonna like that.
I
No, they're not
require
gonna like that.
servants. Your corpse will volunteer.
Okay, so let's knock out this Muppet and this Muppet. So one who walks, how's the jaw? Like the meds working for you? You feeling any better?
I
Well,
will spare you
Rust.
this time.
You know they gotta be playing. They're gonna be playing dragons before it's all over. Okay.
The world yields to art, not oppression. This may hurt a little. Geniuses,
Oh, they didn't want none of that. Okay, so. That's interesting. That's interesting. All right, let's go back and let's do some surgery on our deck here. Let's do surgery on this. I'll admit, having that was kind of handy, but we didn't mill fast enough. We had a lot of stuff to bring creatures from the graveyard, but we really didn't have. I think that okay, so this one, target a card in your graveyard perpetually gains 2 black, 1 wild. Exile this card from your graveyard, shuffle it into your library. Create a token that's a copy of it, except it's a 4/4 black zombie in addition to other creature types. Activate only as a sorcery. Does that mean that we're getting a 4/4 copy of what we exiled? I'm not 100% sure. I wanna see that card perform. Altar of Baal. I think that has use. This 4 cost. At that point, so I have 2. 4. I have 6 mana invested in this, but it is a target. That is handy. Let's bring one of those down. Milling. Mill 2 cards. Tower of this. You can pay. Return. Let's see. Let's see about. Let's see what we can do with mill. And I want a body. Give me a creature that can mill. Interesting. This one, let's actually do this one, because this could get spells back to our hand. That would be an important mechanic for us. Okay. Let's go back in. Let's go back into another match. What do we got? I got greens, we're killing stuff, and we got blacks. Okay, yep. Let's go. Hope everybody's having a great day. T1, T2, T2, T5. Let's roll it. Let's roll it and see what happens, unless you have 2 or more. Okay. That's good. Ah, they spent it. They wanted to spend it. Let them spend it. Here's the rule: is that some players they overreact early on, right? And they're burning cards, which means they're losing momentum. So don't panic early game, right? Oh, also, related to Magic Arena, I reached out to a friend of mine who is also a Magic player, and he confirmed with me that Wait a minute. Wait a minute. Look at what Mal just did. That's craziness. Oh. Oh. Plenty number out of the bat. Yeah, let's do this. Thank you. Look at that. That's what I... Oh. From happiness to disappointment all in the same go. That's funny. That's okay. Okay. So that's okay. We're gonna... You never know what this deck could do. It's not fine-tuned, but that's pretty snazzy. But anyhow, yeah, back to what I was saying. We talked to Rooker from MTG Artisan, and he's gave an initial commitment to join us. Let's get rid of this one, actually. This one. Bloop. He agreed to play with us. Oh, look at this. Look at this. Watch this. Watch this. Watch this. Bloop. Bloop. Watch this. Watch this. Watch this. Alrighty. Pretty snazzy. And he said he's going to join us on November 2nd, Saturday. Oh, look out there. Yeah, okay, that's pretty fun. Okay, I'll give him that. I'll give him that. Spicy. And then Jadar's gonna start doing some stuff for us now. Jadar's gonna start doing work for us. Yup. Jadar's gonna start doing some stuff for us. Oh. Bummer. Bummer. Let's get him out. And let's get we got 3 to cast. I should have done the Hulking Raptor. I messed that up. Let's do this and this. So I'm looking forward to Rooker joining us. Let's mill. Would you give us something good? No, nothing good, unfortunately. Unfortunately. They're not doing great. They're feeling the pressure. They gotta be feeling the pressure. That's a lot happening right there. That's a lot happening right there. What do we got? Okay, let's nuke this. Let's get Raptor out. Like, yeah, I mean, if they want to keep on. they're not gonna like. Okay, let's do this. And the next turn we'll unalive their other creature. Okay, well, okay. They're gonna have to bounce. They're gonna have to bounce this field, otherwise they're done. Now, are we playing against a good opponent? I don't think so. I don't think we're playing against a good opponent. But there are several things I wanted to accomplish, whether I won the game or not. I wanted to prove proof of concept to myself. I wanted to test some of the graveyard recursion, and I think that's I think we're able to do that. Let's get rid of this though. Yes, that's fine. Okay, and they resigned. I would have nuked his bomb, and then brought in. Well, I might have just held on to the dinosaur, the 5, or the 8, the 3 green, 5 wild. I might have just held on to him because he was running like a blue bounce deck, so he wasn't like nuking anything. He didn't have like, he had non-lethal removal. It wasn't like executing my creatures and sending them to the graveyard. He was just bouncing them back to hand. And so here's the deal. He's like spending cards. Just spending cards. He's losing momentum. He's losing resources. Let's go back in again. So we lost the first game. We won the last 2, I think. That was a nice little recursion thing with that dinosaur dealy bob. A part of me feels like I'm waiting on mana. It feels like I'm catching up on mana, which is a concern. All right, so T2, 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 T2. I think land is going to come to us, but I'm willing to work with this because of the Jadar. Jadar that's a pretty handy card to have, in my opinion. I enjoy it. They got to deal with it every single turn. Just deal with that Jadar zombie. Just deal with it a little bit more. It has to wear on the opponent. And then if you have any death mechanic, like, oh, when a creature dies, this happens. It's just that much more hurt for them. Looks like we might be playing against a dino. Oh, look at this. A Brushwag. That's actually a green card. If you're familiar with the game, that's a green, I think it's a 1 green card where you pay like 2 and you buff 3 on any given hand, and it gets trample, so it gets up to a 4/4. If he has the Brushwag in his deck, that's actually like a pretty cool card. When we're at lobby, I'll point out the Brushwag. Let me write it down so I don't forget. I've actually used Brushwag. That's actually a fun little card. When you have like mana restrictions, and you need to have like, oh, you can bring back a card if it's under a certain mana cost. It's really nice for early mana curve because you can buff it and like deal some, we'll just say, reasonable damage from a 1 base card. So I'll call out Brushwag when we get back to lobby. That's a fun little card. I've seen it roll people before too. You wouldn't think that like, oh, a little 1/1 card is gonna do like crazy stuff, but I'll call it. Oh, we are getting burned though. We're gonna have to do something about that here. Oh. Aw. Oh. Yeah, we need a swamp. Give me a swamp. Oh goodness, we might get burnt out here. That's pretty wild. Oh no. Oh goodness. And now we're gonna have to discard. Wild. I'll need to keep the ether I need to keep that for the lifelink potentially. Let's get rid of this. Bummer. Yeah, we're getting. That's the one thing about running a mono deck is you don't have to worry about getting starved out of one color. There we go. Let's get Jadar going. He might burn him quick. He has the mana. He can burn him out. There it goes. I would kind of like... hold on 1 second. Let's actually do this. You want to burn out the 3-1? Let's see if he wants to burn out the 3-1. Will he go for it? Maybe he'll go for it. He does not want it. Interesting. Interesting indeed. Let's bring out Etherborn. And hopefully I can get some lifelink back. I'd like to get some lifelink back. That would be really nice for us. Or not. Or not. Again, he's tapping out his hand. He's burning through his hand. But he definitely has a lot of moves. I'd like to get one more swamp going. Okay, let's bring back this. Let's bring him back. I probably should have waited. I probably should have brought out Sleeper or Prophet to just draw out more burn. I think he's gonna target Sleeper. Maybe. That's what I would target. Oh, look at that! I'm getting burned out. Oh goodness, that's okay. Tag me and coach. I don't know. I don't know what that means. Tag me and coach. What? Do you are you saying you want to go on Discord? See, Lige is like, he's like, oh, I'm done disappeared. I think we've done worn out Lige. He's like, no, too busy, not gonna do anything. It's all good though. I know he's busy. I'm just cracking up. Okay, so let's do this. This could start doing some stuff for us. Maybe we'll see. We'll see how many it goes. Let's go. see. Let me see if he'll respond. Let me see if he'll do a call. We'll see. And then they're gonna let me attack. Yeah, there we go. Okay, fair enough. Fair enough. Okay. Out of your peat. Oh, and we got burnt out. Sophia's shopping. Okay. Walsman, you still here? So Walsman, obviously you've seen a little bit of this deck. What do you feel is its weak point? Other than everything. Everything is a weak point. What do you think could perform better? Or what cards would be better to sub out, in your opinion? I'd ask the same question of Lige, but I don't know how long he's been watching. I can sub my that's curious that we had 3 straight forests and that was the smallest one. We could balance our commons out, I suppose. While Walsman is thinking of a response, I'm gonna actually do a little something here. Let's do this. Where are you? There you are. It's the little things that make a difference. And then I need green. Seven. So Walsman hasn't responded on that yet. Haven't had a chance to use this sleeper. That I think we need to keep. Oh, you know what? I was going to talk about the bushwag. Right. I was going to call it out. Bushwag. I think that's it. Up. It's a green creature. Brushwag. Sorry, Brushwag. This is the card. 1 cost, 1/1. You can pay 4 and get a 3/3, and then it becomes a 4/4. So you're basically you're paying for the right to just trample through. If it was like 3 cost for 3/3 buff until the end of the turn, that would be like I think fair. But 4 cost for a 3/3 buff. You're doing that when someone bigger is like blocking you, and you're basically getting the unalive. But if you're playing small wide, that's probably something like worth considering if you're playing historic. Anywho, let's think about what we got here. We've played that Prowler. We haven't really got that to proc. It's almost like people are like, oh, I don't want to, like, I'm just going to eat the damage because I don't want to give them a card. This almost feels like this would be better if I was sacrificing my creatures to get a creature unalive. Yeah. Gala is what he's talking about. That is like crazy. That's a tough one. Because I think the opponent is like, I don't want to kill it because I don't want to give them a card. So they want to deny me that card. So they're just eating the 1. So like if I had a way of like buffing this and like forcing them to deal with the damage, then that'd be another story. But this I think would be like a way better card in like a sacrifice deck. That's just my opinion. Altar of Bale. We actually use this like 2 different matches. The Sigil. This we got some passive mill out of it. It wasn't exceptional. This feels like a really weak mill to me. Bone Collar. We did not get a chance to play this. The Aetherborn. We need that for the lifelink. Need that for removal. Jadar, we need it for board presence. Triton, we need it for mill and life. Bone Cobble. I didn't get a chance to play it, but I really want to see this in play. Skull Prophet, it's mana fixing and it mills. Murder is removal. Infestation is going to give us that board presence. It's going to stabilize board presence. Sheldred is a bomb. He can take over a game by himself. Terror. But here's the thing is that this could get kind of crazy. Maybe he gets the axe. Raptor, I think it was worth it because it gives a lot of damage pressure and it gives mana. Passively. Don't have to tap it. It just automatically comes in every turn. I like this card. When I saw this, I'm like, oh, I want a lot of this. Or opponent may sacrifice a non-land permanent or discard. Then it deals damage if they didn't sacrifice or discard. So the 4 card types. What you got? What? Creature, instant, sorcery, land. I think this would proc. I think this would proc a fair. Do you, Walsman, do you think that this would proc? Is 4 or more card types? Is that very difficult to proc? Carmen, thanks for the like. Hope you're enjoying the live stream. We're just playing Arena, chilling. Just a casual Saturday. I think I'm gonna kick the tires on that. I want to kick the tires on that, and I think let's keep on looking through the list here. This could give us important cards. Land, instant, sorcery, or creature. Yeah, that's what I was thinking. I think the sorcery would be the problem, though. Maybe it won't proc. We don't got this. Maybe that's more like a blue-black thing. Maybe that's more of a blue-black thing. This is pretty wild. I've used this in some decks. This is psychological warfare right now. I've used this card before. I really like this card. Oh, and enchantment, yeah. I really like this card. I've done some insane stuff with this card right here, Vengeful Strangler. Man. So we've kind of missed out on that. Okay, so let's go into the 3, 4, 5 slot and look. What do we got here? Actually 4 or 5. What are we at? What are we at right now? We're at 3.2. So let's actually go 3, 4. I have like I have a deck I love, a Bloodthirsty Airless deck. Oh, I love that. I love that deck. That actually was the first deck that I like shopped out and built like in person. Like I actually physically have that. The only card that I don't have from my Bloodthirsty deck is like the Johnny Planeswalker because it's so expensive. But all the other cards I have, I love that deck. Historical. I've played it many times playing Arena. I haven't brought it out recently though. I've played a lot of enchantment decks. So we're looking for something that gets us into that middle of the mana curve, just so that we have more graveyard. Yeah. Yeah, I've seen that one. I really am trying to get to the point where I'm pulling the Gruffs or the Galta. Like that's the grave trick I want. That is a fun card. You ever use that one before, Grim Dancer? Maybe that's what we do. Maybe we do Grim Dancer. A Menace with Lifelink or Menace with Death Touch, depending on what you needed. If you wanted to get more life, you could do like Death Touch and Lifelink. If you wanted to like remove board pressure, you'd play Menace and Death Touch, and then they can only block it with 2, and then because of the Death Touch, you get a 2-for-1 deal. I think let's do that just for a little bit more flexibility. And I don't know. This one I can use. This one I can use as a removal though. It's like a mana sink. We could do one of these removed. Let's remove one of these. Okay. Let's go back in. And there might be other cards that I don't have. That's okay. I normally don't use graveyard tricks. Nor do I'm not really good at piloting blue like counter and removal decks. So it's more learning like the graveyard mechanics and like when to play certain cards than anything. But it's good to learn. It's good to learn. If you joined, we're playing Magic Arena, and we built a graveyard deck. It's you know, our theme is Scaryfest for the month of October. We played Phasmophobia last night and got some of my coworkers really scared in VR. So today we're just chilling. I didn't hear from Lige until just a few minutes ago, so I was like, well, we're not playing with Lige, so we'll just play some solo. I thought about doing like another scary solo game, but I'm gonna like hold on to those to carry us during like the weeknights when we got like, you know, 2 to 4 hours to work with. I'm gonna do more of those solo scary games, but I didn't want to spend it on a Saturday, right? Let's go. Oh, I need to get that out of my hand though. That's the only thing is, it's just dead weight when it pulls to your hand. That's the only bad thing. That is the only bad thing. And they're also running black-green. Interesting. 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 Alright, nothing much happening there. I'm gonna wait. I wanna get that, I wanna pump that sleeper to the next level. Oh, look at here. What we got here? Woo, that's actually a pretty nice card. I think it would be wise for us to bloop. He probably wants to unalive this so he can learn something from outside the game. He can go over the top. We'll give him the 1 damage. He probably wants I switch to die, because then he can learn and retrieve cards outside the game. Okay. We'll wait. Because if he swings his 2/3, I'm gonna like use the Triton. Or I guess I'll just do this now, I guess. That's what we want to happen. Oh, what was I thinking? Ugh, okay, whatever. That was a waste. That's okay. We're just having fun. That was a misplay on my behalf. I was already a cleric when I did that, so I wasted mana in that last play. One of the things when you're a new Magic player, you also need to have the awareness of knowing when you misplay. That was a misplay that I did, unfortunately. Okay, well, sure, I guess we'll do that. What you got happening? Interesting. Okay, they're gonna give us that card. I would have probably let that. I probably would have let that go through instead of giving me the draw card. Interesting. Okay, there we go. We could use darkness next time. Or, let me see, we got 3, 4, 5, 6. I don't have enough for it, though. A Tyrant we're going to have to wait a little bit longer for. We'll get there. We could shred, well, I don't know, we'll see what they have. Probably didn't read the card. Yeah, I agree with you, Walsman. I would have, if I was them, I would have let the Prowler swing through to avoid giving me the draw card. And then I'm not going to block the eye twitch. I'm going to force them to block me. But they're wanting this to die so they can learn better spells from outside the game. It's basically, I know it's not the right term, but I see it as like almost like a library manipulation, that you're able to access things from outside the game, which is really cool. I like it. I do that with spell books, and we want Sheldred. We're getting Sheldred soon. Oh my goodness, we're getting Sheldred soon. Let's do. You know what? Let's be strategic about this. We'll get the 4. We'll get the altar. What do we do? What do we do? Let's put this up. Thank you. Surveil. That would get us. Yeah, we're gonna keep that. That's gonna get us Tyrant. I think next turn. Is that right? Did I count that right? 3, 6, 7. Then the Skull Prophet. We're gonna have to keep him. We'll have to keep him back. Sacrifice. Sacrifice food. Get a rat. This, I think, is the play. We want to remove. He can create the tokens, but he needs to be able to. Yeah, that's the right play, I think. Let's do this. He might eye twitch the 1/1. Interesting. Why is he holding on to that 1/1? Maybe he's just keeping it. I mean, like, unless he has like something that can ramp the 1/1, it's not benefiting him. I don't know. I would have let the eye twitch die to learn a spell from outside the game. Okay. Sure. Yep, and there he goes. Okay, so what do you think, Walsman? Do you think we should bring back the Sheldred using the Altar of Baal, or should we bring the Tyrant in? Tyrant, I don't got any creatures in hand, so it's not going to give us, it's not going to put a lot of other creatures in. I almost think like the Altar of Baal to get, or that. What do you think, the Sheldred or the Tyrant? Has trample. We could take over the game. I think we got to go with the Tyrant. Oh my. Now their deck is starting to go off, isn't it? That's why I killed that card earlier. Because now they're going to just keep on like doing all this token. We're going to die to token death. This Muppet right there is like the reason why we're dying. The Chatterfang is cloning the tokens, and then the confectionery. Whenever you sacrifice food, you're getting rats. And he can soak. He can soak the Tyrant. He can just do like 12 1/1 blockers. I don't see us coming out of this game. Sheldred is going to be too slow. But it would get us past. I don't know. Sheldred is just one body, but Tyrant is just one body that's 12/12, but the Sheldred is getting us damage to the opponent and giving us 2, but I mean, they have 40 some. They can, if they swing all those through, I don't have. It's game over. They have fatal damage if they just swing with everything next turn. It's kind of like death via like 1,000 paper cuts. Because look at, he has 22. He has I don't even have 21 here, so he's gonna go lethal. That's a good game. Yeah, we're going to lose with that one. All you'd have to do is swing everything through. I don't have enough blockers. Well, that probably would have won other games, but not a wide deck. Not with token manipulation. That's really spicy. Well, I hope everybody's enjoyed today's live stream. We're just kind of chilling and relaxing. Nothing crazy. Got him again, opening hand. Come on, but a Sheldred. We can't give up the Sheldred. We have to go Sheldred. Oh, we're gonna keep that. Ooh, we can get Sheldred out early. Woo! Party time. Now the party starts. They're gonna have. Look at that. A Sheldred resign. I don't want to deal with that. They're gone. Who would have thought on T4? On T4 we'd get them out. That's wild. Or no, that was T3. Wow. That's pretty good. Almost got another pack. Let's. I mean, we're at the point where we're almost at 15 wins for the week. That's not bad. Sprout, what's happening? Hope you have a great day. T2, T2, T4, and a late game. What you got? What you got? Oh, we're gonna be able to get the Gruffs out quick. That's really good for us. The Raptor gives us 2 every turn. That is really good for us. No. I cannot deal with it. I don't have the ability to deal with that. Not first strike. Okay. Oh, I wonder if this is a werewolf deck. Interesting. I was just talking about a wolf deck. Oh my. You can have it. Probably has a bottle. Oh, look at this. He has. Oh my. Wait. How is he getting my cards? Exile a non-land from your library at random during your turn. You attacked. Well, you may cast that card from their library at random. Interesting. So they got like a library extension. That is really. I like this. It's a mythic. It should be like amazing. No, I still can't deal with it. Bummer. What am I gonna do? I don't have enough there. So let's get a body out there, I guess. No attack? That's wild. Huh. Feral Outlaw. Huh. Gotta prioritize. Is that a first strike? First strike and then a second strike. Yes, okay, good. That's out. Okay, that's good. That's good for us. And then, okay, well, that isn't great. Alright, we'll have fun. What's up, geek? So 3, I could bring a 3 back. Let's bring the 3 back, I guess. So noon and wait, what did that do? Oh, if it's 5 or more. Oh. I don't like that.
Ancient magic. There are no
So
lone
Noonan,
wolves.
how's the famous live streamer doing? Oh wow, look at that. That's spicy. I'm going to get smoked. We are going to die a horrific death here. We are not going to win this. They got a fancy planeswalker and 2/3/3 trample creatures. Ooh. Oh my gosh. Trample indestructible. Oh my gosh. Let's do this one, I guess. Yep. That's a good wolf deck. So Nin, I see you putting in the time. And it was, let me see, where was it? Wolf? It was Wolf. Wolf? Wolves? Where are the there's wolves. wolf. Yeah, I don't got anything really crazy. Oh, we got that already. Let's check the opposite. What happens? What do we got that we don't have? That's pretty crazy. Oh, you know what we needed? Okay, no, we already had that. Good then. We already had that. Okay. And you gain 2 life. That is wild. That's a crazy card right there. Yeah, that was a good equipment card too. They got a lot of mythic cards in the Wolf Tribal. That's pretty wild. Okay, so let's go back. I have to do one more. I'd like to get 3 more wins before we end for the day. I'm not ashamed of that deck for just being like a homebrew. Let's go play some of this. And I wonder what cards don't we have? Oh, you know what? Let's check this versus instead. That is so fun. That I'm not really psyched about. We might shred this. But we got a lot of 2 or less cards. Oh, there was a card I saw that actually is pretty mean. It was a black buff card. That's a pretty crazy card though. They have to sacrifice that. That is so wild. Or maybe it was a -2, -2. No, I can't do that. So attach. Huh. That's a card that I have. Actually, let's leave that in. I think let's do this one instead. All right, what do we got? 16, 20, 24. Let's, and we're at 2.4. Let's actually, it's pretty equal. Pretty equal. Let's actually bring black down 1. See what that does for us. We'll see if that runs any better. And then let's do this. Yes, thank you. T2, T4, T2, and a T4. Yeah, let's do it. I need a platform card. Myers Graft. Myers Graft. Get that money soon. We're gonna have to deal with that one too. Man. Yeah, let's do that. No. We will see if. Oh, we got. Well, now we really have to deal with that now. Oh my goodness. I have to get rid of this. Not a star. Oh, then that is wild. Sparring regiment. Sparring regiment, I'll have to remember that. And that is a loss for us. I need to see if I have Sparring Regiment. That's a really good card. Ooh, look at that. We got a card pack. Let's see what we got. What do we get? What do we get? Let's go. Interesting. I don't have it. Nope, don't have it. Interesting. Lucifer. Oh my gosh. Oh, some of the names. T1, T3, T4, and a T3. I can't work with that. Yeah, let's go. Oh, I really like that. I wanted that little pet, but I didn't get far enough into that season. I really wanted that pet, that one season. Pretty cool if you ask me. You could bounce that. Smart to end that smart wait on it.
Don't underestimate me just because it's... Together we can shift the current. Another genius idea by Raoul Zarek. Otter to otter, I need some help.
Let's do this.
You get to be my protege today.
Nice. Bring Emperor in like that one. Let's actually. Yeah, I'm not gonna be able to do that. Let's Let's wait. See if he'll do anything with that 5/4.
Otter to otter.
See what happens. What they don't know is when the mantle goes to the graveyard, I get 2 more 2/2s. So, yeah. And I can prioritize.
Careful.
We got life back. So that's good. Everything survived. Interesting. Do they want to... I wonder if they want to burn? And then it's going to keep... Yeah, that's... Still got first strike though. I got first strike. Say oops, you won. I got the 6/6. Who's rolling the 6/6? Yeah, that'd be me.
Hey, see a guy in a blue hood around here? Thanks for the helping talk.
Run away. You'll be safer.
Wonder if I can use that on... Okay. Okay.
Together we can shift the current. Well, gotta work with what's available.
His top creature is like going, well, I don't know.
I've calculated exactly what I need.
Yeah, you got nothing. You got nothing. Go home. That's great. That is great. They did not have anything. Alright, well, let's go on. Perfect, perfect. Well, might as well keep on playing until we get to the 15 wins for the week. That's fun. T1, T1, T2, T4, T4. We're gonna have to mulligan, unfortunately. Yep. Better. Not great, but better. Let's... I don't like losing an extra card, but we needed platform creature. Look at the little rabbit. Oh. Use more land. Give me more land. Okay, let's do that.
When pursuing creativity, defy convention.
And I got a... Okay, well, we waited up. So we waited up.
A few things
something to work with. Let's go high. Let's go high. Alright. Then we bring in Hydra. It's going to spawn in a 2/2 flyer, which is just going to ramp our board. Oh, what do we got here? Oh, whenever a creature you control dies, each other player sacrifices a creature? What? That's wild. That's pretty wild. That's pretty wild. That's wild. Oh, you know what? Let's do that. He's going to force a sack, and then I can clear the field and sack one of the 2/2s. He's going to chump block the 3/5, killing the 1/1. The Death Pack is going to force me to sacrifice, and I'm going to sacrifice one of the 2/2s. And then we have a clear board next turn. He could bounce that. That's a potential. He could bounce that that Sun Grace. Oh, actually, he's running black white. Okay. That's okay. Okay, that's interesting. Let's go this. And let's go this. A target I control. Ah. Ah. Kinda didn't want to have to do that, but life goes on. Might have been a slight misplay there. Got first strike, so it's not a big deal. It's okay. I'm okay with it. Oh, what was... Oh. I didn't even think of that. Interesting. That's very clever. Huh. So maybe he sacrifices the 1/1, causing me to sack the 5/5. Or that too. Oh wait. Oh no. Oh my goodness, that was just bad business. I messed that up. I needed to mutate it. Ah, I messed that up. That was a misplay. I needed to mutate that onto another creature to proc it. Then I could have destroyed that enchantment. Oh, I might have lost the game because of that. Oh man, oh man, oh man, oh man. Bummer. That is wild. What am I gonna do? What? What am I gonna? He has 5 on the field, which means even if I create a 2/2, he can swing past with 4 bodies. So next turn, the Emperor would be dead. I don't have any platforms for the growth to do. This is not great for us. That is just a wicked card. Grave Pack. Wow, I might have to get that. That's wild. And then if I like kill one of his 1/1s, then like the death pack procs. Oh, unbelievable. So I have to let everything through, otherwise the death pack forces me to sacrifice. And then that dies anyway. He's gonna die just because he has unlimited pool of. Yeah, this is. I'm not even gonna give him a good game. That's wild. That was a good deck. Very good deck. Let's go one more win and then we'll call it. I wanted to get 15. Did we play this guy earlier? We might have played him. T2, T3, T4, T3, and we got, yeah, let's roll with it. Nope. This. Oh, another token deck. Interesting. The advantage is that when he brings in the oil creature, I can block, and then I get the 2 life links, so I can offset the damage. Well, not 2 token generators. Yeah, let's do that. No block, he's going to bring in more tokens. He's going to swing with one of them, which is I'm going to get another 2 health. I think it's going to be this play. 3-1. But I still have first strike, which means I can still get the 2-2. Yeah, he doesn't know what to do with that. so this is the first strike. This. Okay, I think it's great. Okay, creatures you can call. Yeah, I think we need to get rid of. I think we need to get rid of this, and then a 2. What do we? Let's actually put this here. That's gonna give us another 2/2, and then we're gonna hold. He's going to get another one of these tokens, which I'm going to be able to first strike, giving me another 3 life. 6/1. We better hope we can keep the Paragon on the field for the first strike. Okay, so this goes here. This goes here, and then they do got some crazy stuff happening. Got some crazy stuff happening. Okay, that's untapped. I don't. We could go another Archeon. I don't know what. This is not good for us at all. Not good for us at all. Okay, so 24, 28. Oh my goodness. Have to block this. Have to block that. Have to block this. 5. That's 20 damage. Wild decks. We're seeing some wild decks. Definitely seeing some wild decks. They're like, nope, we don't want you in anymore today. That's all good. T1, T5, T3, T3, and T3. We got a mulligan, I think. We'll take this. I think we roll that. Sure. Guess we do that. Need mana. Give me mana. Probably gonna do a burn spell on it. Should have held on to that. Should have held on to that. Search your library for up to 2 creatures. Put those creatures onto the battlefield, then shuffle? What? That's wild. Okay. I kind of like that. That's pretty wild. That is a really cool card. Oh. Oh. I don't have an answer for that. Wow. I do not have I do not have an answer for that. No, we don't. Oh wow. I don't have an answer for this. Wow. I don't know what to do with this. They are going to win next turn because of that damage. It's just, that's too much. Nope, we don't got it. We don't got it. But that's a good idea, the Primal Hunger. I need to put him in my deck. I have a copy of him. A really good deck. I like that. That gave me an idea. Primal Hunger. I need to go back and modify that. Where? There you are. There it is, is right there. Okay, so what could we... I think we're going to remove you and put you there. Alright, now let's go back in. One more win, and then we can, we're going to call it a night. T1, T2, T2, T3, and a T3. Interesting. I think I can roll with that. T2 and a T3 turn is doable. I can work with that. I got a Calyx. You got a Calyx. Okay. Sure. Go for it. Okay. Get a burn mana. Another. Interesting. That's pretty wild. Oh, look at the frog with an arm out of its mouth. I didn't even notice that. That's interesting. Burn through all of their timeouts. We'll see. Did you go AFK, opponent? Opponent might have gone AFK. It's possible. I'm thinking I might get that Death Pack card. That was amazing. I'd never seen that before. That was good. That card, from that werewolf deck, it was a mythic as well. When you deal damage, it lets you steal cards from your opponent's library. That was wild as well. Okay, and then at this point in time, let's go with this to ramp up. Let's ramp up. Oh, this is bad for them, isn't it? Target a creature. Okay. This is gonna get out of control next turn. They're gonna survive one more turn. They're probably gonna burn timeouts. They're gonna need what they have to do to survive. They have to bounce one of these creatures. If they don't bounce one or destroy one, they will not survive past next turn. Because these enchantment spells are going to ramp up, which means they're going to double. That Hydra is going to double next turn, which means I have lethal next turn. If they don't deal with one of them this turn, they will lose next turn. Next time I attack, I will have enough to like end them. And it looks like they're just burning. They might have gone AFK. Interesting. Interesting indeed. And there's our 15th winning. 15th winning game. And that got us on Saturday night at 7 p.m. It got us the week accounted for. It's all one can ask for. If we won, we could get one more card. What? Let's play one more game for a card. We get a card. It might be a good card. We'll see. Just one more game. Isn't that like the famous last words of every live stream? Just one more game. One more game. Oh goodness, that's funny. T4, T4, T5, and a T3. No, we get a mulligan. T1, T2, T3, and a T4. We'll take it, and we'll mulligan. Let's get rid of the Ozloth. Well, look at the mole. What do you do? I like the dog and the dog dish. You can actually change the type of dog you have too. Yeah, whatever. Next turn we'll be able to put Denathi out. Okay, they get a 1 swing on us, but we'll make it up when we lifelink next turn. Or 2 turns from now. Denathia will come in with Summoning Sickness. But we'll get that life back when... Sure, whatever. I'd rather destroy evil for something a bit spicier. What you gonna do, opponent? I want that card at the end of the match. We gotta get our win. I think this. Oh, it's not. Oh, it's not a tapped creature. Okay, well, whatever. I could double team it and get the kill on it. I'd prefer that not to happen. What they gonna do? What they gonna do? fine. It's not great. Ninja. Okay, well, let's do this, I guess. They gotta block it. They gotta block it. Let it through. Interesting, but I got vigilance. That's interesting they let that through. That's very curious. Huh. We're gonna have to block that Kappa though next turn. They're gonna have to block it. They're gonna have to chump block it and lose a creature. They're letting it through again. Interesting. Those two misplays, they should have chump blocked with the 1/1 and then the 1/3. Unless they can find a way of removing these creatures, they're gonna die next turn. Okay. So what is this? Green? Oh, okay, that's weird. I didn't get that. Okay, that was misplay. Misplay. We're gonna remove the Denathia. Have to block with the 2/4. So we're back to 42, and we got vigilance. They have to remove it or they die. Death touch. They're gonna use the 1/1 to chump block. Oh, no, wait. Why not? And then they're gonna resign because, yeah. Yet another win. We got a card out of it. That's kind of nice. I enjoy that. Free stuff is good. Free stuff is good. What do we get? Interesting. Okay, whatever. And I think this is where we're going to end. Let's check our store real quickly. I'm not really seeing anything I like. I'm not seeing anything I like. That's pretty cool though. Not 6,000 cool, but pretty cool. That's pretty cool though. Look at the little cruel claw. It's the otter. That's awesome. I might buy that. Maybe I'll buy that. That's pretty cool. Do I buy them? Versus anything else. I don't care about the sleeve. Not interested, not interested, not interested. Not interested for any of those. I don't even care about all these. That's kind of cool. And then pets. You know what? I think that's kind of cool. We're gonna buy it. And he would be an avatar. That's pretty cool. He's kind of funny. I like that. We're gonna get him because he's cool. Okay, let's claim him. Thank you very much. Nice. Okay, well, ladies and gentlemen, I am going to call it a night here. So that being said, if you're on TikTok, I hope all of you had a wonderful night. We had a good time, and so otherwise, I will catch you later. And Danny Noonan shows up and says, "What's up, nerd?" and then leaves. Go figure. Those moderators, I gotta think of what to do with him. Anywho, that being said, I hope all of you have a great night on Twitch, and I'll catch you later. Peace.